Recording in progress, guys. Happy Tuesday. We are here on week, I don't know, minus 2 weeks, right, Chrissy?
That's right.
Minus two. You know,
Ooh.
I wasn't gonna do anything on Instagram, but I'm gonna do it just because, if I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna get embarrassed, I just do it properly because I can barely think. It's been, it's been a roller coaster, but I got some good and bad news, guys. I got some good and bad news. Good news is my hormones are okay. Things started flowing again, if you know what I'm saying, without getting too TMI. It's like so fun, so old-fashioned of me, like not to want to talk about menstruation and period, but it is no, it is what it is. I just don't think it's necessary. Not in a setup like that. But yeah, things are flowing, which is good. I'm a little less crazy this week. Still, I have some episodes of being a little too intense and like too short-tempered. But things are better. So that's great news. The scale started coming down again. That's also great news. Not as much as I would like, but there's still time. There's still time, and I'm still putting in the work. So actually, let me do like a quick. I'm not gonna do an introduction again because you guys know if you're watching this so far, you guys know we're 2 weeks away, less than 2 weeks away, or 10 days. I think 10 days from, or 11 days, 10 days from WBFF Worlds 2025 where I'll be competing. Hey, Christina, with a bunch of my beautiful, badass clients. It's gonna be awesome. Excuse me, I'm just drinking my electrolytes here. And we're doing this like recap here about all the things that are happening, how the prep's going, like, and using this space to ask a lot of questions and just talk about a lot of things that go around with fat loss, muscle building, prep, and all that jazz, right? So my period came, thank God. Things are moving. The scale's starting to come down, which is good too. I'm sitting this morning at 147 point something. My goal is to be on stage at 140. Da-da-da-dum, da-da-da-da-dum. So 7 pounds, is that possible? Yes, it is possible. Uh, Especially because I was sitting at 142 like around maybe 10 days ago, 2 weeks ago. Don't quote me on that, like my brain is like fried, and my weight fluctuated a lot due to my period. So, and those extra 5 pounds that I gained, they're not fat. It's just like hormones and like and inflammation and all those beautiful things that we have inside our feminine body. So I know the scale is gonna start dropping a little bit more. I'm guessing in this period I probably gained like a little 2 pounds because my appetite went a little crazy. But if that comes from muscle, that's fine. I'm not trying to. The competition is not based out of weight; it's based on how you look. So even though I do have this weight on my mind, because last show I competed at 139, uh, ish. I think I was 139 the day before. After doing carb up, probably went up to 141, 140. Hey James, so this year I'd like to be 140 at least, but like tighter and bigger at the same time. It's complex. So I'm confident that all those 7 pounds are gonna come down, especially like with dehydration and all those things. Even though I don't do like a severe dehydration, just a mild one, like losing water and stuff like that, it will come down. That's a good thing. Christina, my macros for the week. Let me see if I can remember. It's probably around 140 protein. I think I'm around 100 grams carbs, 55 fat. I might be confusing with some of you guys because I'm doing so many macro adjustments. I don't know. But I will tell you this, which you guys might think I'm crazy, but I haven't been really tracking my food intake. This prep is going to be the first one that I do with just more like intuitive eating. Of course, I set up my macros, but then I start eating kind of according to what I see, what I feel, what I know my body needs, because now I've been so in tune with my body, like I can literally feel the hunger when it needs and when it's just craving. So when it's just craving, I just try to ignore it as much as I can. If it's hunger, then I'll feed my muscles because I know the difference between categories now that we have even between you, me, Christina, Chrissy, and most of my, well, all of my clients. Um, it's just my category demands a lot more muscle and most muscle fullness. So I don't need to be super lean. If anything, I need to be a little bit bigger. So I can't afford that luxury of not tracking my macros because I don't need cuts and only lines. I do need my abs super, super tight, which they will be. They will be because I'm doing lots of vacuums and I'm getting a calorie deficit and I'm doing my cardio, but I don't need like muscle splits on my legs like I used to need when I was doing fitness category. So that's the thing, which can allow me to have a prep like that, where I can kind of tweak it. But I'm basically eating the same thing every day, so I kind of know. Today was a little bit off because I got caught off guard in my morning routine. I didn't have time to do a proper breakfast. So I got hungry in the morning. So I had to eat a protein bar, which I'm trying to avoid. And then I ended up eating 3 protein bars because thanks, James. Stand up for me. I just ignore those guys like that. Um, because it messed up my appetite. So that's actually not a good point to talk about because why do we avoid like packaged foods when we are on prep like that? It's not, I mean, they do have conservatives, they do have like sugar alcohols, they do have stuff that might get a little bit of a gut dysbios and just hold a little bit more water on a digestive tract. Hey, Joseph. But the thing is, more than that, it's just their calorie and their nutrition empty. They're nutrient empty. Guys, bear with my prep brain. We're gonna get through this. So me eating a protein bar that is, I was eating a 2 Quest bars and 1 David bar. Like they were around like 200 calories. I eat them and it's great. They taste amazing. They satisfy my cravings, but they do not satisfy my hunger. So 30 minutes after, I'm hungry again. Why? Because they're not nutrient dense. And by nutrient dense, I mean like they don't have the minerals and vitamins to give proper nutrition. Whey protein, that's a good question, Christina. Whey protein, the thing with protein is because it does have a lot more protein, and usually you don't drink it by yourself, and it's usually you feel a little bit more sustained because a scoop of protein has usually 25 to 30 grams of protein. Most bars they have roughly 20 grams. I would say there's a big difference between a 20-gram snack to a 20-gram protein snack to a 30-gram protein snack as far as feeling full, sensational fullness, especially when we're in a calorie deficit like we are. Maybe that's the reason why. And I don't know, but usually when I drink whey protein, I either drink it on a shake with a lot of water that makes like fills me, or I drink it with like a powdered peanut butter or something that gives a little bit more calories. So that might be the difference that it makes a little bit more satiety. Also, maybe the amino acid profile, because the whey protein, if it's a good quality one, has a full amino acid profile. If it's a protein bar, not all of them have a full. Actually, I should check like if the Quest bar has the whey protein that they have has a full amino acid because that also counts as far as fullness and satiety. Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, ba-dum, bum. That's something. So that was the thing. So it's so important to have your meals aligned. Actually, after this, as tired as I am and I'm ready to sleep, I'm debating going to do a little bit more cardio. I know, call me cray cray. And I definitely need to go buy some food and meal prep for tomorrow because I cannot afford that to happen again. Like lack of preparation cannot be an excuse in time like that. That's amazing, Christina. Yeah, I was just talking before you joined in. I was talking about like the period and how it makes things a lot less crazy. In our brains, it's definitely much more easier to manage hormones and hunger and anxiety. I'm still a little bit short temper, lack of patience, but I think that might just be hangriness rather than anything hormone related. Workouts have been going great. Actually feel super strong on my workouts. Like they have been going super good and super strong on my cardio routines too. I've been able to do like 50 minutes, 60-minute session, Stairmaster nonstop. Even if my legs are hurt and sore, that's been working good, so no problem at all. Let me see, I just ate a bunch of stuff. See my abs here still popping, but here I just ate, what did I eat? I ate some like protein cookies, so not a thing that's so trying to keep the leanness, losing lines. Also, another thing, guys, that no, it's interesting to talk about, and that I told all my clients to start doing it, doing AM and PM pictures. Right, girls? Right, girls? We're watching. Why? Because our show is going to be at 5 p.m. on a Saturday. So I really don't care how you look in the morning because you're not going to step on stage in the morning because most of us look amazing in the morning. I care how you look at night because we're probably all going to be on stage at this time of the day. So if I'm stepping on stage after eating, look, I don't want to be step on stage with no lines on my stomach like this. So I need to understand what is okay for us to eat. Mind you, the day of the show, either two things can happen. We can either be so anxious that we don't feel hungry at all and don't want to eat, or you're so anxious that you want to eat the whole world. We need to be prepared for both because not eating also is not good because you're going to get step on stage super flat. Eating the whole world, definitely not good. I don't need this to explain why, right? Chrissy is asking, can we be on liquid IV that day? Oh, it's how my brain was. Like, I actually thought it was like a serious question. I'm like, didn't think about that. Um, so yeah, so that's super important now at this stage to understand what we eat and what's the effects that it has on our stomach. I'm gonna start doing some tests with myself to just see like what are the things that I can eat throughout the day to make sure I get to the end of the day as lean as I am on the in the morning. Also another trick is, am I recording? Yeah. Guys, my brain is so scattered. Christina, that's exactly what we're gonna go through, my love. But that's why I need to know what you're eating right now. That's why I need the pictures PM because every day you're gonna look a little different regarding compared to what you ate on that day, right? So that's what we're analyzing. Rule of thumb is you need to eat things that don't have fiber because fiber holds water in the gut. You need to eat things that are low volume. So even if you want high calories, like low volume from so like nothing that is what's the word I'm looking for? Like usually things that have more volume are things with fiber, like no salads, no vegetables, no fruits, no cereal, nothing like with fibers, no. So we just try to eat like very clean and very boring until it's time for us to do a little bit of a carb up. Some of us who will do, not all of us will do carb up, but and then you can like little pieces of chocolate, like a little bit of peanut butter, stuff like that, if you don't have allergy to peanut butter. Um, but that's what we're gonna start checking this week. That's why it's so important, the PM pictures, because I need to know like analyze based on that day what you ate, what's good for you and what's not. What else? What else? We're talking about. Also, we're not going to be drinking a lot of water on show day, so that helps you being a little bit like more dried up. Where I was talking about workout have been great. Still working out with Carol, my trainer. She's kicking my butt, so it's been good. Doing cardio, a lot of cardio. Got back on my posing routine, so I've been started to train back with my posing. And what else? I made a list. Food cravings. The cravings have been a lot less, thank God, but still a little bit. And I'm trying to be very diligent between leaning out but not getting too lean, which is a mind fuck, if you excuse my French, because all the time you're dabbling between those two things, like I'm too lean, eat more, and I eat more, and like, damn, I'm bloated, eat less. And you keep oscillating between those. So it's rather a mental thing. So you're able to like, even if I wasn't coaching myself, like even when I had coaches doing that for me, because you're still looking yourself in the mirror all the time. And of course I have a coach, but I'm still like checking myself out and doing my own thing. It's stuff because you're constantly like obsessively judging yourself, which can be a great thing if you're able to understand and differentiate between um what's real and what's not, but that's not always the case. But just be patient and like not be super reactive. See something, observe, take your time, step back, and wait for things to change or wait for things to move a little bit. You can't always be reacting. You can't always be changing strategies. You need to be a little bit more patient with your strategy. And so I, most of my girls, they text me like, weight is not dropping. I'm like, wait a little bit more, wait a little bit more. Because if you just keep like trimming calories down, that's not the answer most of the times. Mindset, baby. Yes, mindset. What else? I did do a lymphatic drainage last week, which was amazing. I'm gonna do another massage this week. That it's more like a full body thing, but it has the lymphatic aspect of it. I'm probably gonna do another one next week, just to keep things flowing. Also gonna be doing lots of sauna, which is great. Not super long hours, so like 15 minutes at a time. It just helps keeps things flushing, especially because my diet is not 100% clean. So I do have like some water retention, especially on my stomach. So I need to just keep those coming. Even though I love watching these videos. Oh, I miss my abs. My abs are not, I'm not gonna lose my abs after show. You can write down what I'm saying. Are you picking up when I'm putting it down? I'm not gonna lose my abs after my show. Who's with me? Another thing that I noticed is since last week, I started noticing my digestion change. I don't know if we talked about this last week. We might have, but I'll just touch base again real quick. After my episode, my incident on last month with the peptide, I'll answer to you in a second, okay, Christina? It messed up my body in a lot of different ways, and I noticed that I was having like some sensitivity to some foods. Like I was getting lots of gas and lots of burping. And I was like, this is weird. Foods that never gave me that. So I had vizinho, é você, vizinho. Eu sei que é você, vizinho. I had to do some changes in my diet. So I had to cut out FODMAPs, because they do tend to give a little bit more how do you call fermentation on the gut, which causes the gas and causes the burpee. So I cut off some types of vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower. I cut off even corn, peas. I don't eat a lot, but it was some of those mixed vegetables that I had. Oi, vizinho. They had those, so I cut them off. I'm just basically eating out of vegetables, green beans and cucumbers, avocado, and I'm eating ground beef and ground turkey, egg whites. I just bought some fruits today, try to insert fruits again because they make me feel good. And sweet potato. That's basically what I'm eating, apart from the protein cookies and protein bars that I'm trying to cut as much as possible. Um, I am still drinking Coke Zero, Diet Coke, either or. And I try to limit. I try to not drink too much, but like a small cup per lunch and per dinner with my meal. Had to cut garlic, had to cut onions because all those were causing me all that extra gas. So and it's worked. It worked like immediately, which was great. Christina asked, "Do you train abs daily?" I do not, my love. I do not train abs for a few reasons. One, I do not want to have um, a super defined six pack, not for this category. Like this is enough. When the thing is like you need to see when you pose, right? I do not, and honestly, like I don't have good genetics for abs. It's not something that comes easy on me. I would have to train a lot. But like for what I'm doing, if I can see this type of definition here, and I will get some more like lines, that's fine. And the lines are gonna come with calorie deficit. They're not gonna come with ab workout because ab workout is gonna work more on the packs rather than on the lines. The lines are gonna come with proper digestion, proper dehydration, proper muscle activation. And for that, I'm doing the stomach vacuums that I told you girls to start doing it. And just like the regular heavy workouts that I do for lower body, that like it just works out a lot. You're stabilizing muscles, which is the core. So my core is super strong. I just need to be constantly like making sure my digestion is on point. I do have a very sensitive digestion. It was never the case, but in 2020 I had a severe mold infection that got like a systematic inflammation on my body. So ever since my digestion has been a little sensitive, most of the times I don't have an issue at all. I'm like an ostrich, I can eat anything. But in times like that, when I'm a little bit more sensitive, my digestion is the first one to feel it. Um, and I've also been paying more attention to my recovery. I've been trying to recover better. I've been trying to just relax more. I've been trying to chill. Like the other day, I went to like a full spa day. It was good. And because, it has been a few stressful months, and I do have about like 10 more days of a little bit of extra stress because, it's just so much more than competing than doing my own thing. I have my girls that I want them all to be like their absolute best on stage. I'm organizing some things on the back end of business, like photo shoots and outfits and rehearsals and things, and coaching my other clients and still doing personal training and still taking care of my zoo. So it's a lot of little things. Yeah, so just I think the bottom line here is trying to manage. They always show up. What are you trying to do? Is just basically trying, yeah, there's feathers all over my house. Trying to manage stress as much as possible. Hey, my friend Sonia, and that's it. Just keep going one day at a time. It's pushy. You push your body to the limit because people ask me like, is this healthy? Like, no, it's not healthy. It's absolutely not healthy. I'm not doing this to be healthy. First, meant to be healthy, just drink kale juice. Gato, give me a second. Sorry, sorry. Don't worry, no cats were hurt during this recording. It's just a fluffy thing. Um, it's a sport. It's not meant to be health. It's meant to be performance. It is performance based. Now, do I try to do this the healthiest way possible? Yes, I do. So I don't I don't want to have any problems like, and I've been doing this for 11 years. I've never had any problems that came from training, from competing. Quite the contrary. I've had problems from other things. But yeah, still like you push to the limit. So we were talking to Christina earlier today. Your sleep does get affected, because your mind is just so wired of thinking of all the things that need to be sorted out until show date. So it's normal. You lose a little bit of sleep, and if you lose sleep, things do get a little affected. Your immune system might be a little lower. So next week we might want to talk a little bit about that, the things that we need to do to kind of offset and make sure your immune system is good, because most athletes, they will get some sort of a cold leading up to show, just because you're like, once again, you're sleeping less, you're demanding more from your body. So a few things to relax and just make sure you're absolute best on your body. And also next week, we're going to talk about peak week, which is happening next week, which is, some people call it hell week. I don't even like using that word, but does feel like hell because your body's gonna be beat up, until show day. And that's where a lot of people, it's a breaking point because you're probably not gonna feel good. You're not gonna look your best because you're depleting your body out of everything. And the goal is to look your absolute best on Saturday. So you just need to be super strong in your mind to understand that the peak happens on stage, not before, not a day, 2 days. It's just, you need to understand that you might not feel your best, you might not look your best, but trust the process that all things work together. You're going to look your absolute best on stage. That's it. Mic drop. I rest my case today. Open for questions. You guys have 1 minute to shoot questions. Otherwise, I'm going to shut this down and go to bed. Now, I need to do cardio. I'm so tired. And I'm tired because on Sunday, I only slept like 3.5 hours and I haven't recovered. So today I need to go to sleep to bed earlier to recover. Otherwise, my body won't handle it. Any questions, everybody, on Instagram, on Zoom? We're not live on TikTok today because I just couldn't handle it. So let me know if Chris is asking, how often do you recommend sauna session massage up until show? Sauna you can do every day, my love. You can do every day. There's no problem at all. Sauna is really good. Just don't overdo it like per time. Like I said, 15, 20 minutes. It's really good. A massage, I wouldn't recommend a massage every day. It also depends on the style of massage. If it's a recovery massage, like a relaxing massage, maybe you could do that every day. Probably not, but maybe. If it's a recovery massage, like a lymphatic or maybe even a deep tissue, you can do like every other day or maybe 48 hours in between each session. Now more, 72. 2 days in between each session, yeah. So not that often because it can backfire, because if you're messing a lot with the lymphatic system, like you want to give time for your body to process. It's almost like workouts, right? You're working out the same muscle every day, it doesn't have time to recover. You need a time to recover so the muscle can grow. So sauna, basically every day, that's fine, little by little. Massage every other day or every other 2 days. That would probably be ideal depending on the intensity of the massage. Any other questions? You're welcome, my love. My pleasure. My pleasure. Guys, we're gonna wrap it up. This calls have been short. Don't worry about it. In 2 weeks, they're gonna go back to 1 hour long. We're gonna redo this whole thing. We're gonna have great things happening. I appreciate you all being here so we can talk and have this conversation, just go through things. Appreciate the questions, appreciate all the love and support. I'll see you next Tuesday, my clients. I'll see you later today and earlier tomorrow. God bless you all, and bye. Recording.